USA Black story starting now. Imagine you are living under a powerful empire. You have no freedom, no rights, and one day you decide to fight back. This is not a movie. This is the real story of how the United States was born. Part 1. Before the war minus 1775. It's the year 1775. The 13 American colonies are under British rule. But things are not normal anymore. British government is imposing heavy taxes. Stamp Act, Tea Act. People are angry. They are frustrated because they have no representation in British Parliament. No taxation without representation. This slogan spreads like fire. Tension is rising. Part 2. War begins minus 1775. April 1775. The first shots are fired in Lexington and Concord. This marks the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. Farmers, workers, they are not trained soldiers, but they have something stronger. The desire for freedom. Part 3. Struggle and fear. The British Army is powerful, well-trained, well-equipped. On the other side, the colonists are weak, disorganized. Many people are scared. Some even think, we can never win against Britain. But still, they continue the fight, because now it's not just about tax. It's about dignity. Part 4. A bold decision minus 1776. Now comes the turning point. It's 1776. Leaders of the colonies gather together. They take a bold decision to break free from Britain forever. And then, a historic document is created. The United States Declaration of Independence. Part 5. Declaration of Independence. July 4th, 1776. A date that changed history forever. The document declares, all men are created equal. People have the right to life, liberty, and happiness. This is not just a paper. This is a revolution. A message to the world. We are no longer slaves of an empire. Part 6. The risk. But this decision was dangerous. If they lose the war, they will be punished as traitors. Death penalty. Everything was at stake. Still, they signed it. Because freedom is always expensive. Part 7. Impact. The Declaration inspires people everywhere. It shows even a small group can challenge a superpower. The war continues, but now they are not just fighting. They are fighting as a nation. Part 8. Emotional ending. From fear to courage. From colonies to a new nation. The journey of the United States has begun. But this is just the start. The real struggle is still ahead. Outro. If you want to know what happened next, how this week Army defeated a superpower, stay tuned for episode 2. Next episode preview. 1777 to 1783. War turns. Allies join. And the final victory. CTA. Like, share, and subscribe. Because this is not just history. This is power, struggle, and inspiration. The birth of the United States. 1775 to 1776 extended script. Imagine a land where people wake up every day with uncertainty. Not because of war, but because they have no control over their own lives. It is the year 1775. The 13 American colonies are under British rule. But something is changing. Slowly and dangerously. The British government sees the colonies as a source of wealth, so they impose tax after tax. The Stamp Act, the Tea Act, even daily goods are taxed. But the real problem is not just money. It is control. The colonists have no voice in the British Parliament, no power to decide their own future. And from this injustice, a powerful idea is born. No taxation without representation. This phrase spreads across the colonies like fire. The war begins. April 1775. In the towns of Lexington and Concord, the first shots are fired. This marks the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. Ordinary people step forward. Farmers, blacksmiths, shopkeepers. They are not trained soldiers. They do not have strong weapons, but they have something greater. Anger and hope. The harsh reality. War is not glorious. It is cold, painful, and uncertain. There is not enough food, not enough weapons, sometimes not even proper shoes. Soldiers walk through snow with bleeding feet. Many begin to doubt. Can we really defeat the British Empire? Because Britain is one of the strongest powers in the world. But something unexpected happens. The more they suffer, the stronger their determination becomes. The turning point minus 1776. Now comes the year 1776 point. The tension has reached its peak. Leaders like Thomas Jefferson and John Adams realize one thing. There is no turning back. They must either fight for complete freedom or live forever under control. So they make a bold decision to declare independence. The Declaration, July 4th, 1776. A single document is created, but its impact will shake the world. It's called the United States Declaration of Independence. It declares all men are created equal. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and happiness. This is not just a piece of paper. This is a revolution, a message to the world. We are no longer under British rule, but this decision is extremely dangerous. If they lose the war, they will be executed as traitors. Everything is at stake. Their lives, their families, their future. There is no middle ground. Still, they sign the document because some moments in history are bigger than fear. A new identity. After the declaration, everything changes. The colonies are no longer just colonies. They are becoming a nation. People fight with more courage, more passion, more belief. Because now they are not just fighting to survive. They are fighting for identity. Cinematic ending. From silence to rebellion. From fear to courage. A new nation is born. But this is only the beginning. The war is not over. The real challenge is yet to come. The Rise to Victory, 1777 to 1783 extended script. The year is 1777. The war for independence is no longer just a rebellion. It has become a fight for survival. The American forces are struggling. They lack food, weapons, and proper training. Many soldiers are tired and losing hope. The British Army, on the other hand, is powerful and confident. They believe it is only a matter of time before the colonies surrender. But history is about to take a turn. The turning point, Saratoga, 1777. In 1777, something unexpected happens. The American forces achieve a major victory at the Battle of Saratoga. This is not just a win. This is a message to the world. It proves that the Americans can stand against Britain. And most importantly, it catches the attention of a powerful nation, France. Alliance with France. France has been watching carefully. They see an opportunity to weaken their old rival Britain. After Saratoga, France decides to support the Americans. They provide weapons, soldiers, and financial aid. This changes everything. The war is no longer one-sided. Now it is a global conflict. The Winter of Sacrifice, Valley Forge 1777-1778. But victory does not come easily. In the winter of 1777, American soldiers camp at Valley Forge. It is one of the darkest moments of the war. Freezing cold, no proper shelter, little food. Soldiers suffer from hunger and disease. Some die without ever seeing victory. But something powerful happens in this suffering. They do not give up. Instead, they train harder. They become stronger, more disciplined. This is where a weak army begins to transform into a real fighting force. The war expands. With France in the war, Britain now faces pressure from multiple sides. The conflict spreads across oceans. Naval battles begin. Spain and other nations also join against Britain. The empire that once seemed unstoppable is now under stress. Final chapter, Yorktown, 1781. Now comes the final act. The year is 1781. American and French forces unite to trap the British Army. At the Siege of Yorktown, the British, led by General Cornwallis, are surrounded. There is no escape. After weeks of pressure, they surrender. This is the moment that changes everything. The war is effectively over. Victory and recognition minus 1783. 2 years later, in 1783, the war officially ends with the Treaty of Paris. Britain recognizes the United States as an independent nation. After years of struggle, sacrifice, and bloodshed, freedom is finally achieved. Cinematic ending. From a weak, untrained army to a united force. From to victory. A new nation stands on the world stage, not as a colony, but as a country. The United States of America. Outro. They had no guarantee of success, no certainty of survival, but they had courage. And sometimes, courage is enough to change history. January 1783, the final silence before peace. The year is 1783. Winter has covered the land in silence. Snow falls slowly over battlefields that once echoed with gunfire. The war is not actively raging like before, but it is not fully over yet. Both sides, America and Britain, are exhausted. Years of fighting have drained soldiers, resources, and hope. What remains now is not anger. It is fatigue. A war that no one can truly continue. By early 1783, the British Empire understands something important. The war in America is no longer sustainable. Their troops are stretched across continents. Their finances are collapsing. Public pressure is growing back in London. At the same time, American forces are no longer weak. They are battle-hardened, united, and supported by allies like France. Neither side can fully win by force anymore. So the battlefield slowly shifts from guns to negotiations. Peace talks begin. In early 1783, diplomatic discussions intensify in Europe. Representatives from both sides gather to discuss ending the war. These negotiations are moving toward what will become the Treaty of Paris, but peace is not yet official. So on the ground in America, soldiers continue to wait. Some still stand guard. Some remain ready for battle, because one wrong decision could restart everything. Life in the final war months. In January 1783, American soldiers are in a strange emotional state. They are no longer fighting major battles, but they are not yet free. They live between two worlds, war and peace. Many camps are quiet now. The same men who once charged into battle now sit silently around fires. They talk less. They think more. Some remember fallen friends. Some think about home. Hope exists, but it is fragile. The winter of waiting. The cold of January adds to the tension. Snow covers abandoned forts and empty battlefields. Cannons are silent. Flags barely move in the wind. It feels like the entire continent is holding its breath. Everyone knows something important is coming, but no one knows the exact moment. The world watches. Outside America, Europe is watching closely. France, Spain, and other nations are monitoring the negotiations. The outcome of this war will reshape global politics. If America becomes independent, it will inspire revolutions in other parts of the world. If Britain somehow continues control, it will reinforce imperial power. So January 1783 is not just about America. It is about the future of global history. Uncertainty before the end. Even though talks are progressing, nothing is finalized yet. Both sides are cautious. No one wants to make a mistake at the final stage. A single disagreement could bring war back again. So soldiers remain ready. even while diplomats negotiate peace. A nation almost born. By this point, something irreversible has already happened. The idea of an independent America is no longer just a dream. It is becoming reality. The colonies have fought too long, sacrificed too much, and changed too deeply to return to the past. Even before the treaty is signed, America already feels like a nation. The road toward peace. Behind closed doors in Europe, final agreements are being shaped. Terms of territory, independence, and recognition are being discussed. Everything is moving toward one outcome. Britain will officially recognize the United States, but that final signature has not yet been placed. So January 1783 remains a waiting period. A silence before history is officially written. Cinematic ending. Snow falls over a divided continent, but change is already in the air. Soldiers wait. Generals wait. Nations wait. Because everyone knows the war is ending and a new world is about to begin.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay connected for the next episode, because history is not over yet. More powerful stories are coming soon. So make sure you stay tuned and wait for the next video. See you in the next one. Goodbye for now.